death, exile, slaughter. Jeremiah 43. When Jeremiah finished telling all the people the whole message that their God had sent him to give them, all these words, Azariah, son of Hoshea, and Jonathan, son of Kareah, backed by all the self-important men, said to Jeremiah, "Liar! Our God never sent you with this message, telling us not to go to Egypt to live there. Baruch, son of Neriah, is behind this. He has turned you against us. He is playing into the hands of the Babylonians, so will either end up being killed or taken off to exile on Babylon." Jonathan, son of Kareah, and the army officers and the people along with them wouldn't listen to God's message that they stay in the land of Judah and live there. Jonathan, son of Kareah, and the army officers gathered up everyone who was left from Judah, who had come back after being scattered all over the place, the men, the women, and the children, the king's daughters, all the people that Nebuzaradan, captain of the bodyguard, had left in care of Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan. And last but not least, Jeremiah the prophet and Baruch, son of Neriah. They entered the land of Egypt in total disobedience of God's message and arrived at the city of Taphanes. While in Taphanes, God's word came to Jeremiah, "Pick up some large stones and cover them with mortar in the vicinity of the pavement that leads up to the building set aside for Pharaoh's use in Taphanes. Make sure that some of the men of Judah are watching, then address them. This is what God of the angel army says. Be on the lookout. I am sending for and bringing Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, mind you. And he'll set up his throne on these very stones that I have buried here, and he'll spread out his canopy over them. He'll come and absolutely smash Egypt, sending each to his assigned fate, death, exile, or slaughter. He will burn down the temples of Egypt's gods. He'll either burn up the gods or haul them off as booty, like a shepherd who picks lice from his robes. He'll pick Egypt clean, and he'll walk away without a hand being laid on him. He will shatter the sacred obelisks at Egypt's house of the sun and make a huge bonfire of the temple of Egypt's gods. The same fate will fall upon all." Jeremiah 44. The message that Jeremiah received for all the Judeans who lived in the land of Egypt, who had their homes in Migdol, Taphanes, Noph, in the land of Pathros. This is what God of the angel armies, the God of Israel, says. You saw with your own eyes the terrible doom that I brought down on Jerusalem and the Judean cities. Look what's left. Ghost towns of rubble and smoking ruins. And all because they took up with evil ways, making me angry by going off to offer sacrifices and worship in the latest gods. No gods that neither they nor you nor your ancestors knew the first thing about. Morning after morning and long into the night, I kept after you, sending you all those prophets, my servants, begging you, please don't do this. Don't fool around in this loathsome gutter of gods that I hate with a passion. But do you think that anyone paid the least bit of attention or repented of evil or quit offering sacrifices to the no gods? Not one. So I let loose with my anger a firestorm of wrath in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem, and left them in ruins and wasted, and they're still in ruins and wasted. This is the message of God, God of the angel armies, the God of Israel. So why are you ruining your lives by amputating yourselves, man, woman, child, and baby, from the life of Judah, leaving yourselves isolated and unconnected? And why do you deliberately make me angry by what you do, sacrificing or offering sacrifices to these no gods in the land of Egypt where you've come to live? You'll only destroy yourselves and make yourselves an example, used in curses, and an object of ridicule among all the nations of the earth. Have you so soon forgotten the evil lives of your ancestors, the evil lives of the kings of Judah and their wives? To say nothing of your own evil lives, you and your wives, the evil you flaunted in the land of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem. And to this day, there's not a trace of remorse, not a sign of reverence, nobody caring about living by what I tell them or following my instructions that I have set out so plainly before you and your parents. So this is what the God of the angel armies decrees. Watch out. I have decided to bring doom on you and to get rid of everyone connected with Judah. I'm going to take what's left of Judah, those who have decided to go to Egypt and live there, and finish them off. In Egypt, they will either be killed or starved to death. The same fate will fall upon both the obscure and the important, regardless of their status. They will either be killed or starve. You'll end up cursed, reviled, ridiculed, and mocked. I'll give those who are in Egypt the same medicine that I gave those in Jerusalem: massacre, starvation, and disease. None of those who managed to get out of Judah alive and get away to Egypt are going to make it back to the Judah for which they're so homesick. None will make it back except maybe a few fugitives. Making goddess cookies. The men who knew that their wives had been burning sacrifices to the no gods, joined by a large crowd of women, along with virtually everyone living in Pathros of Egypt, answered Jeremiah, we're having nothing to do with what you tell us is God's message. We're going to go right on offering sacrifices to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out drink offerings to her, keeping up the tradition set by our ancestors, our kings and government leaders in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem in the good old days. We had a good life then. Lots of food, rising standard of living, and no bad luck. But the moment that we quit sacrificing to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out offerings to her, everything fell apart. We've had nothing but massacres and starvation ever since. And then the women chimed in. Yes, absolutely. We're going to keep at it, offering sacrifices to the Queen of Heaven and pouring out offerings to her. Aren't our husbands behind us? They like it that we make goddess cookies and pour out our offerings to her. Then Jeremiah spoke up, confronting the men and the women, all of the people who had answered so insolently. He said, the sacrifices that you and your parents, your kings, your government officials, and the common people of the land offered up in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem, don't you think God noticed? He noticed all right, and he got fed up. Finally, he couldn't take your evil behavior and your disgusting acts any longer. Your land became a wasteland, a death valley, a horror story, a ghost town. And it continues to be just that. This doom has come upon you because you kept offering all those sacrifices and you sinned against God. You refused to listen to him. You wouldn't live the way he directed, and you ignored the covenant conditions. Jeremiah kept going, but now zeroed in on the women. Listen, all you who are from Judah and living in Egypt, please listen to God's word. God of the angel armies, the God of Israel says, you women, you said it and then you did it. You said, we are going to keep the vows that we made to sacrifice to the Queen of Heaven and pour out offerings to her, and nobody's going to stop us. Well, go ahead. Keep your vows. Do it up big. But also listen to what God has to say about it all. All of you who are from Judah but live in Egypt. I swear by my great name, backed by everything I am, this is God speaking, that never again shall my name be used in vows, such as sure as the Master God lives, by anyone in the whole country of Egypt. I have targeted each of you for doom. The good is gone for good. All of the Judeans in Egypt will die off by massacre or starvation until they are wiped out. The few who get out of Egypt alive and back to Judah will be very few, hardly worth counting. And then that ragtag bunch that left Judah to live in Egypt will know who had the last word. And this will be the evidence. I will bring punishment right here, and by this you'll know that the decrees of doom against you are the real thing. Watch for this sign of doom. I will give Pharaoh, Hophra, king of Egypt, over to his enemies, those who are out to kill him, exactly as I gave Zedekiah, king of Judah, to his enemy Nebuchadnezzar, who was after him.